A lone dollar bill sitting on a table, slowly shrinking in value like melting ice. Camera pulls back to show a busy modern life. A young couple paying rent, a retiree staring at bills, a young professional scrolling through prices. No voice yet. You wake up, open your bank app, and your balance looks exactly the same as yesterday. No new taxes, no deduction on your paycheck. Yet you feel it. Groceries cost more. Rent is higher. Gas, utilities, even the coffee you buy on the way to work. Every single day, the things you need quietly cost a little more. And the government never sends you a bill for it. This is the hidden inflation tax you pay every month. Not a headline number, not something you argue with at the checkout line. Just a slow, silent drain that keeps you poorer without you ever noticing, until it adds up to thousands of dollars a year. And right now, in July 2026, that drain is still running at 3.5% a year. That might not sound like much, but here's what it actually does to your money every single month. Let's make this personal. Picture this. You're 35, just starting out, making decent money. You've got a decent salary, a little savings in the bank, and you're living paycheck to paycheck like most of us. Every month your rent goes up $50. Your groceries cost $40 more. Your car insurance ticked up again. You keep telling yourself it's just inflation. But deep down you know something's off. Your paycheck feels the same. Your savings feel the same. But your purchasing power, it's quietly slipping. That's the inflation tax working in real time, every single month, whether you notice it or not. To understand how this tax actually works, you have to go a little deeper than the surface. The government doesn't print money and hand it out. They create money. When the Federal Reserve does that faster than the economy can grow, prices rise. That's inflation. And when prices rise, the dollar in your pocket buys less and less. It's like the government quietly taking a percentage of everything you own, savings, wages, fixed payments, and transferring it to itself. No one has to vote on it. No one has to raise taxes. It just happens automatically. That's why the phrase inflation tax feels so uncomfortable. It's real. It's happening to you right now. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Quick cut to quick examples. A family buying groceries, a retiree counting coins, a young person paying student loans. But the real damage doesn't stop at lost purchasing power. The tax code itself is rigged against you during inflation. Tax brackets, standard deductions, social security benefits, almost everything is supposed to be adjusted for inflation, in theory. In practice, there's a lag, sometimes years, and when that lag happens, you get hit twice. You've probably heard the term bracket creep. A few years ago, inflation pushed more and more people into higher tax brackets without their paychecks actually growing in real terms. That middle-class family that used to pay 12% suddenly pays 22% on the same nominal income. Meanwhile, your social security check, already behind, barely covers the groceries. It's not just paperwork, it's money leaving your pocket and going into Uncle Sam's without a receipt. Irony note, low tone. And the craziest part, the government loves it. Because printing money to cover deficits is easier than raising taxes or cutting spending. So they let inflation do the heavy lifting. That's why the numbers keep rising. Every time the Fed adds more money, your share of the total tax gets bigger. It's a built-in transfer from everyday people to the government. Invisible, painless on paper, and permanent until someone changes the rules. Now the stakes rise. Voice gets a little more urgent, still calm. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Look at what's happened since 2020. The government spent trillions. The Fed printed trillions more. Inflation exploded. And who paid the price? You, me, everyone who holds cash, lives on a fixed income, or buys the same stuff year after year. The numbers are staggering. During the height of it, the total hidden inflation tax across the country ran into the hundreds of billions every single month. That's real money disappearing from households and going to the government. Not through a tax form, just through rising prices. That's why so many people feel broke even when their paycheck hasn't gone down. Because it has, in real terms, every month. Contrast popular hype with reality. This is where tension peaks. Now let's be honest. Most people think inflation is just the news saying prices are up 2%. The news doesn't talk about the tax code. It doesn't talk about how your 401k or IRA is slowly getting eaten from the inside. It doesn't mention that when you sell an investment, the IRS taxes you on gains that are mostly just compensating for inflation, not real profit. That phantom gain, that invisible tax. It's one of the biggest hidden mechanisms in the entire system. And yet, day after day, people keep believing the same thing. Inflation is temporary. It'll come down. They're right about one thing. It is temporary. It only stays low when the money supply stops growing faster than the economy. But right now, in July 2026, the 3.5% rate is still eating away at your real wealth every single month. And the longer it drags on, the harder it gets to catch up. Zoom out. Voice stays steady, but the stakes are bigger now. This isn't just about your savings or your next raise. This is about the entire system. The middle class gets squeezed. The rich get richer because they own assets that rise with inflation. The poor suffer the most because they can't escape the basics. And the government? They come out ahead every single time. It's a quiet wealth transfer happening in plain sight every single month, without anyone being held accountable. Now we shift. Tone changes, calm, explanatory, like you're sitting across the table. But here's the good news. You don't have to keep paying this tax forever. The first step is understanding it. Once you see it clearly, you can start fighting back. List flows naturally, one by one, with simple visuals. Number 1. Make sure everything is indexed for inflation. In your taxable brokerage accounts, some things aren't. But in your retirement accounts, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, the IRS already adjusts limits every year. That's smart. Keep stacking money there. Number 2. Use tips. Treasury inflation-protected securities don't just adjust the interest you earn, they adjust the principal itself. When inflation rises, your tips value rises with it. No phantom gains, no surprise tax, just real protection. Number 3. Move to inflation-proof assets. Real estate, commodities, dividend-paying stocks, even some high-yield savings accounts that keep pace. The goal isn't to outrun inflation, it's to own something that actually benefits from it. Number 4. Pay off debt that benefits you. Good debt, like a mortgage at a fixed low rate, becomes a hedge. The more inflation rises, the cheaper that fixed payment becomes in real terms. Bad debt, credit cards, high-interest loans becomes a trap. It grows faster than your income. Pay it off or avoid it. Number 5. Build your own inflation hedge in real life. Own your home. Fix and flip properties. Start a small business or side hustle that can raise prices. The people who win in inflation don't fight it. They profit from it. Then direct, almost conspiratorial. And the quietest but most powerful one. Protect your income so it grows with inflation. A 3% raise when inflation is 3.5%? That's a real loss. Negotiate. Get a promotion. Switch jobs. The fastest way to beat the tax is to out-earn it. Final section. Rising stakes, warm but firm. The broader risk is bigger than any one person. When too many people lose purchasing power, the whole economy slows. Spending drops. Businesses suffer. The middle class weakens. And suddenly your country feels it in ways you never imagined. Slower growth, higher costs for everyone, political tension that nobody wants. This hidden tax is not just about your wallet. It's about the stability of everything you believe in. Now the conclusion. Open question. lingering thought. So here's the question that stays with you long after the video ends. Every month, without you asking for it, the government quietly takes a little more of your money. And every month you can choose whether to keep handing it over or start taking it back. The choice is yours, but only if you understand the tax in the first place. Because once you see it, you can't ignore it. And once you start fighting it, the numbers start working in your favor instead of against you. You already know the real answer. Now go use it.